When people ask me about what are some of the defining athletic accomplishments in my life, there's two, is winning the Paralympic gold medal in the open class wheelchair marathon in '84, and it's being in Los Angeles at the Olympic Games in the first exhibition wheelchair 1500 meter event for men, and to be one of the 8, being part of Olympic history. And since I learned about Paralympic sports, my dream was to go to the Olympic Games and to be part of the Olympic Games, and even in a wheelchair athletic event, and to receive possibly a real medal and be recognized as a real athlete. Mm-hmm. And I learned myself that there is no line between abled and disabled, and that there's only one word if you erase that line, and it's athlete. And if we don't have sport be the mirror for which we view society and our values, then how can we expect to get the rest of society aligned as well? And this stigma and this divide between abled and disabled athletes is negative if promoted and presented in the wrong way, because it embeds the false belief that there are different classes of people. And that's not the Canada that we want. That's not in our DNA. It's not in our Constitution. And how can we allow that perception to continue? And so for me as a youngster, being at the exhibition event at the Olympic Games in Los Angeles was part of a beginning that typically when sports are introduced, they move from exhibition to demonstration and then possibly full medal status. And I was super, super positive about just being part of that historic moment and movement. Of course, I realized that those movements, they don't happen overnight, and they're not necessarily linear. And I was super disappointed to see the cessation of exhibition events at Olympic Games, and then the rise up and the embedding of the Paralympic Games as a separate and distinct movement, because what that meant was that there was now an embedding of two different classes of athletes, if viewed incorrectly. The Paralympic Games are very important. They achieve incredible things for so many amazing athletes, and it's not about taking away from the status of those games, but when there's no opportunity to create bridges and to see those athletes be recognized in a games that already differentiates itself between men and women, between sort of size classes and weights, in different disciplines, then why wouldn't you allow a different class to be established in athletic endeavors, in basketball, in swimming, in whatever? And so that movement still needs to continue. And one day I believe it will, because I think more people are asking the question, why should they be separate? When we see the Commonwealth Games actually include athletes with disabilities for full medal status. We see World Championships do that. We see the Canada Summer and Winter Games do that. Well, why wouldn't we see that happen all around the world?